What is going on, guys? My name is Drew, and welcome to the first episode of what I'm gonna call Smash Chat, a series where we talk all things Smash Brothers, from Smash Wii U news to why I love the Smash series in the first place. And with the new Smash hopefully coming out in 2014, there is a lot to talk about, but I'll make separate videos based on that and things I want in the game, characters I would like in the game, characters I think will be cut, stages, the online, all that kind of stuff. Right now you'll see some gameplay matches between me and my brother. My brother being solid, he uses mostly Snake, and I'll be using a variety of characters. My favorite being Kirby. When I found out the game was coming to the N64, I was so excited to play as Kirby. As a kid in the Game Boy age, like the black and white days of the handhelds, I played a lot of the Kirby games, and even more of the Kirby spin-off games, like Pinball Land, Block Ball, and even Star Stack. I think it was Star Stacker or Star Stack, something like that. I was big into puzzle games when I was young, and I loved how it pushed me to figure out the answer by trial and error. It was so rewarding figuring out the puzzle or the problem after all those times of failing it. And so that's how you learn. So I was pumped to finally be playing as that little pink fluff ball. Turns out Kirby was the cheapest mofo in the 64 version, the cheapest character. All his smash moves were so good and so strong, he could spike you down before he even knew what was happening. And on top of that, he was hard to knock off the stage because he had those 5 little puffs that he does to recover. Which makes sense for the character, but it made him hands down the best in that game. I also played some Pikachu and Ness. Pikachu because, I was young, Pokemon was huge, and Ness I kind of liked because he was kind of a cool character design. I liked how he had a backwards hat and he used a yo-yo for his attacks, so I didn't even know what Ness was from. Obviously I found out he was from Earthbound, but it was really cool using him and trying to figure out his up smash. Not his up smash, his recovery, his up B, to try to figure out how to get the little PK Thunder thing into his body so he'd launch back in the air. So my love for puzzles came from Ness also. But when I really wanted to win, there would be no other character to go to other than Kirby. He was the best. And also that amazing commercial that came out when the 64 version was going to come out soon, and that commercial, man, with the 4 characters, Yoshi, DK, Mario, and Pikachu, how it's just 4 guys in suits of those characters, and then it's that it's like the nicest song that is playing. I forget the name of it, but it's like the nicest song, and then one of them accidentally trips the other, and then it's just chaos and mayhem them, and you see clips from the game Super Smash for N64 coming out, and it's oh my god, this is like every kid's dream come true if you grew up playing those characters on Game Boy or Super Nintendo and all that stuff. This was the game to get. So that's a little bit about Kirby and why he's my favorite in this series and in his own series. His games are great. Nowadays, his games kind of steered more toward that same kid audience that had me when I was young. But he's still a real cool character, and he's been pretty good in the Smash series so far. Not so good in Melee. He was kind of ass in Melee. I stopped using him. I used him for a little bit, and I realized that it was just awkward. His moves, they were not as good as they used to be, obviously, but. In Brawl, he was a return to form for me. He was more toward his N64 counterpart, and not as cheap. Well, he's a little cheap. He's got some tools that you can just do some really dirty things, but I think he's more balanced in this game, and I would love to see what else that you can do for him in the Wii U version. And another favorite of mine, obviously Mario is. Who doesn't love Mario? Mario is everywhere. But aside Mario and Kirby, probably Fox and Link. I used a lot of Link in Melee, and I really wanted to use Link in the original, but he was so bad. His recovery was laughable, and he was really strong, and I guess this is a testament to the N64's power, but he looked weird. His character models were weird. I know it's based off of Ocarina, but even Ocarina, I thought his character model was weird. Young Link's character model looked a lot better, but the pointy nose and just everything about him. I'm kind of based on how characters look in games. I really play, a character I know versus a character that's really good. So if it's a cool design, like I'll play it. But then Melee came out, and Link was so good in Melee. He was really good. He was a lot stronger. His recovery was a little bit better. His character model obviously was so much more drastically changed. It was great. He looked really good. He looked like he was supposed to. But he wasn't the best, obviously, compared to like guys like Fox or Falco, like the Marth and those quick characters. He had a hard time keeping up with them. He was really slow, really slow. That's why Young Link was there. He was weaker, but he was a quicker Link, and I loved using both those characters in that game. And then I started experimenting with Fox. I love the Star Fox series, and I'm just like, let me try this guy. Let me see how it is. And he's really, really good. Obviously, Falco was very similar to Fox, a little different, but in my opinion, Falco had some things that were just ridiculous. His blaster was just so annoying, and I liked how they changed his reflector to be a little different, to be a little more unique. He had his air down A, which was like a spike, and oh my god, just the setups he would do were so crazy. But yeah, I experimented with Fox a little bit, and I really liked him. He was really quick. He was your basic character, but he had his weaknesses. He was a lightweight character, so he would get knocked off quick. So you gotta be careful, but you could definitely go in and be very offensive. So he was really good. So from 64 to Melee, I definitely dropped Ness and Kirby. Pretty much all the characters that I liked. Ness was not that good in Melee. Pikachu was okay. I didn't really use him as much, but I did pick up obviously Fox and Mario and Link because they were a lot better. And it wasn't until Brawl where I picked up even more. I didn't really drop anyone from Brawl. I still played Mario. I obviously still played Fox. I picked up some DK, Zero Suit, as you're gonna see. I liked Zero Suit. She was really another quick character. I loved her whip. Her whip was ridiculous. I had a friend who would play Zero Suit Samus a lot, and that down B kick was always got me. Every single time she got me, because I wasn't used to fighting the character. And that was the reason why I picked her up, because I would just see these patterns of her and how to avoid her so much. And I remember in college I played this guy. He was so good at Zero Suit. He played Zero Suit exclusively, and oh my god, man, he was probably the best Zero Suit player. I don't play a lot of Zero players, but he was the best Zero Suit player I've ever played. It's funny who you meet in college. And sticking to Kirby characters, I picked up DDD or DDD, however you say that. He was really good. He's like Kirby, but he's bigger and he's a lot stronger. And yes, I even tried Meta Knight. Unfortunately, in the beginning I did, but now I've actually been to some Smash tournaments, and everybody plays Meta Knight. Everybody played Meta Knight or Snake, and it was so ridiculous. Me and my friend were in doubles, and we got destroyed by double Meta Knights. It was a joke. I barely got a hit in. I didn't even have time to react. It was crazy. So I dropped that character because he was so cheap. Oh my god, like a 5-year-old could just play Meta Knight and just destroy anyone he plays against. He's that good. And of course you have some of the newcomers. You have Diddy Kong. I love Donkey Kong Country 2. So seeing Diddy there was pretty cool. Who else? Sonic obviously was a huge thing when he first got announced. I played him a little bit. Sonic is a little awkward. He's really fast, and that kind of like throws you off sometimes with his moves. You tend to go a little buck wild with Sonic, and you just kind of lose track of where you are, what you're doing a little bit. Sometimes you even end up killing yourself. And Snake. I did pick up Snake a little bit because he's such a unique character in this game. He does things that no other character can do, and some people can call that cheap, but he is very easy to punish, I feel like, in my opinion. He's very powerful, but if you kind of know what they're going to do and how to avoid it, you can really punish a Snake player if they just kind of throw out moves. And thankfully in Brawl, Pikachu is, a little bit better. I love his green bandana alternate. That's such a cool one, so I picked him up just because of that. So he's really good again. Lucario as well. I had no idea who Lucario was. I stopped playing Pokemon after the Gold and Silver series, that generation. So it was really cool to see a Mewtwo-esque that I liked. I didn't play Mewtwo at first, but I did play some Lucario, and he's also really good. He's got some counters. He's got really good normals. You could do some tricky things with Lucario. And of course Link. Link in Brawl is really good. He's powerful still. I think he's a little bit weaker than in Melee. And I remember Melee, his up B on the ground was so strong. He could kill at like 85% if you were close enough. In this game, I find he's a little bit weaker. His recovery seems the same. Seems a little better. You can obviously use the bombs if you're low on you're not low on health. If you have a high percentage, you can pick up a bomb. You know, if you're knocked really far enough and the bomb explodes, you know, you can get a double recovery. So that's just some, you know, you gotta, with Link players, you gotta be creative because they have so many tools. But that's kind of my character history with the 3 games so far. I want to make, you know, other videos based on, you know, 64 memories, Melee memories, Brawl memories, things like that. You know, characters obviously like that. But yeah, that's just a quick history of what characters I like to use in these series. But that's a little bit about what I hope to do on this channel, and a little bit about my love for this series. Plenty more is to come, but for now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you love Smash Brothers. Take care, guys.